Yes, it's a wonderful day right here. And of course, this is the time you've been waiting for. The time is right here. And it's time for us to take you around the world of sport. It is Oweleketv Sport Rush live on your screen. My name is MC Ramsey, the man with jersey number 10. And today I have a coach with me who is also going to be analyzing just a few of the stories that we have today. And of course, I would like to introduce him before we get ahead with the rest of the show. Good morning and welcome to the program, Coach Bright Onyebuchi Johnson. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, you look very, very agile this morning.
Yes.
You're hitting the pitch immediately.
Definitely.
That's good. All right, let's roll right away. We are going from the dressing room right to the field of play. As Everton, we are able to storm Newcastle to move out of Premier League relegation zone. Everton, how did it really happen? They made it in the Premier League relegation zone was where they actually moved out of despite a 10-point deduction as goals from Dwight McNeil, Abdoulaye Doucouré and Better and them a 3-0 win over Newcastle on Thursday. The Toffees have been galvanized by the perceived injustice at receiving the toughest sporting sanction dish out in Premier League history for the breaches of the financial rules. That is a very wonderful one coming from there. Then away from there, let's quickly look at this story before we do a little analysis today. As now we are able to prime Emery reunion as Man City fight to an ending slump. Arsenal, how did it really happen? The grip on the Premier League's top spot will be under threat. Will they continue to be at the top of the table? From their old boss, Unai Emery, is where the threat is actually coming from when the elders travel to a surging Aston Villa on Saturday. If the Gunners slip up, Liverpool will seize pole position with a win against Crystal Palace, while reeling Manchester City will aim to get back on track at Luton. When Unai Emery arrived at Aston Villa, you could remember that happened in October 2022. His new team were languishing just 3 points above the relegation zone, but now they sit third in the table ahead of a systemic showdown against leaders Arsenal that would have seemed impossible during their dark days before Emery's transformative appointment actually happened. So we will begin with what happened. Well, Everton. Are they calling now? What would you have to say about that game, Coach?
Yeah, that was a very healthy game actually for Everton because they underrated Everton. They feel if I can beat Chelsea and I can beat Man U, then who is Everton? They underrated Everton as in that game. So you know the Premier League is a very big fight. There's no small team and there's no big team. You keep on fighting,
especially with what is happening right now.
Yes. Everybody is tightening up. Every team is tightening up. There's no small team, no big team. So I believe that game. If you watch the game from when it starts, you know that they underrated Everton. And
They underrated Everton.
Yes.
All right, you said they underrated Everton. As a matter of fact, that was how that game actually ended. But then I think Everton were so fantastic in that game. Like you said, you don't need to look down on any team. As a matter of fact, any team that you look down on, you are strictly on your own. Then Arsenal at the top of the table right now.
Yeah.
For how long do you see them at the top of the table? Would they continue to be at the top of the table? Remember their game so far, how it has been. But then I think a lot of people are thinking something different. But let me hear from you. What do you think about Arsenal? Will they continue to be at the top of the table? Or remember what's about happening? Would they be displaced from the top of the table?
Actually, starting from this season, I know Arsenal is going to carry the Premier League. Let me start with that.
Are you serious?
Yes, but
are you giving it to Arsenal?
Yes,
already.
I'm giving it to them.
Remember,
already.
okay.
I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm giving it to them.
Remember, okay. Let's look at the point difference.
Yes,
they are the top of the league. Yes. But the point is not much.
It's not much. Yes, you're right. The only thing that can deny Arsenal the possibility of having that trophy this season is injury. That's the injury. Injury is the numbers of injury they have determine their strength. But right now, with what I'm seeing so far in Arsenal, although we have a break. We have the Xmas break, and when we
Mm-hmm.
come back, some players have already gotten fatigue and all that.
Yeah.
So we have that as well, one side. But I'm seeing it to be Arsenal. They're not going to drop unless injury comes in.
I see it to be Arsenal. They are not going to drop as injury set in. If injury set in, that's the only thing that may be holding Arsenal for them not to take the league. He has given the league to Arsenal already. Right now, he has given the league to Arsenal. But then, are you also giving the league to Arsenal? Let's see where Arsenal is going to end in this game. Let's quickly move away from there and go to other things happening. Salah, Hakimi, and Osimhen up for African Players of the Year. How would it really go? Let's look at that quickly. How would it really pan out? As a matter of fact, Liverpool's Egyptian striker, talking about Mohamed Salah, is in line for a third African Player of the Year award after being named the shortest. Okay, the short. Well, I don't know, but he's not. He's not. Some persons were saying, but there is this belief that it's not all about the height, you know.
Yes.
But then you can see how fantastic he is. Well, the shortlist is out. The names have been shortlisted. The three of them. The Confederation of African Football announced this on Thursday. Defender Achraf Hakimi, a key factor in Morocco's progress to the World Cup semi-finals, and Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen, whose 26 goals last season was able to steer Napoli to their fourth Serie A title in 33 years. And remember, Salah was a runner-up last year to Senegal striker Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane didn't make it this time in the list. He missed out of this time's run following the move from Bayern Munich to Al Nassr, Saudi Arabia. I don't know, when you get to Saudi Arabia, sometimes the consideration is not there like it used to be for people who are playing in the English Premier League. But then, Hakimi, Osimhen, and Mo Salah.
Okay.
You've given the league to Arsenal. I don't know who you want to give this one
It's very
to.
clear. It's very clear, Osimhen, Victor Osimhen, because you're saying 33 years is not 33 days, you know, to handle a trophy to Napoli it takes a really hard work when you have the likes of Inter in the league and their best form. Onana was there that season, you know, in Inter when he had this trophy. So Hakimi, I'm not too sure about him, but my final take, if they are being sincere, is Osimhen. He deserves it.
I like that word. If they are being sincere, remember,
Yes.
there's an old timer.
Yes.
In the short term.
Yes.
Mo Salah.
Yes.
Even
yes.
last year, he was a contender,
Yes,
a very
yes,
strong contender
yes,
with
yes.
Sadio Mane. That was last year,
Yeah.
and he's still there.
In the
Are you
in
not
the top
thinking
four,
anything?
Yeah, it's going to be a fight. You know, there's no crown that does not go with the fight. You know, he must be there to contest with Osimhen. He must be there, but we have the crown already.
We
For
have
how many seasons? How many seasons? What has he achieved? How many seasons? He's not been in the second on the table and coming second wherever. But he's been the winner. Who wins it? How many goals? Who wins it? And being on your best performance.
Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take you through the fixtures for the weekend. How is the weekend really going to go? Who is going to smile? The intrigue, the suspense, the entertainment, in fact, the struggle. Well, I can't wait for the weekend to come. Do you want to know what's going to happen over the weekend? Who are you giving which game to? When we return, we'll talk more about that. We will be back. All right, it's good to have you back. It is still Sports Rush on Oweleketv with MC Ramsey with Jesse number 10. Well, my guest today has been doing justice to the stories that we have right here. But then let's quickly go through the fixtures that we have for the week. The weekend is, for the weekend, I beg your pardon, the weekend is really going to be thrilling, entertaining. In fact, you can't take the intrigues, the suspense. You can't take it away. Let's quickly look at the fixtures that we have. Crystal Palace will be taking on Liverpool, and that match is going to be 1:30. Then Brighton will be also taking on Burnley, and that match is the same time. Then, of course, let's look at Manchester United versus Bournemouth, 4 p.m. Then we'll have Sheffield United versus Brentford. That match is also 4 p.m. Then Wolves will be taking on Nottingham Forest, and that match is also going to be 4 p.m. These are the matches that we have. What do you think about these matches? Which of these matches catches your fancy? If there is anything, most of these matches are going to be played at the same time. So which of these matches would you suspend anything on earth to make sure you watch?
It's Liverpool.
Liverpool. Why Liverpool?
It's Liverpool because that game is draw, you know.
It's going to be a draw.
It's a draw game.
You're already making
Yes.
your predictions.
Yes, it's a draw game because it's not going to be an easy one anyway. It's Premier League. If they are not going to lose the game, the fate of Liverpool presently now in the Premier League is shaking. It's not like solid. Like all they are winning is they win through struggle. It's not really clear. So coming to face a team like that is going to really be a draw game. I give it draw.
It's going to be a draw game, the Liverpool game.
Yes.
What about the other games? Is there any other?
Brighton, the winning man for Brighton is injured. Ansu Fati.
Yeah, Ansu Fati is injured.
This is their time to face some hard time till he comes back because he's the one bringing the winning spirit to the game whenever he
So you mean there is no replacement for him in Brighton?
Right now. There's no replacement for him right now. But they are going to try. I'm seeing them to win or draw in this game.
Win or draw?
Yes,
in this game. All right, let's see how that is actually going to happen. Then let's think of what will happen at the end of the day. Let's come back home. Let's get to the grassroots. Not just grassroots per se, but let's come back home to Nigeria. Well, let's quickly talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League before we go talk about the grassroots, because there is a way people migrate from the grassroots and they get into the NPFL. Before you know, some of them are across the shores of the country, like we have a number of them, even playing for the Super Eagles. Some don't even play for the Super Eagles before they get over. Let's look at the matches that will be going down, all right, this weekend. That's going to be happening on Sunday from the Nigeria Professional Football League. And we have Bayelsa United versus Enugu Rangers. That match is going to be 4 p.m. It's a match to watch out for. Then we also have a derby here, Enyimba of Aba. Then we'll have Abia Warriors. That's going to be 4 p.m. too. Which of these matches would you suspend anything like we did for the Premier League? You said for his Liverpool match. So right now, which of these matches would you suspend anything for?
Enyimba. Yes,
the derby, of course.
Yes, Enyimba. It's going to be. They are going to win. Actually, they are going to win. You know, I want to talk a little bit on the Nigerian Premier League. We are really growing. We are really growing in the Nigerian Premier League
compared to before.
Yes. And right now, we even have the support of FIFA coming into Nigeria to see how we can brush up the Premier League. And a lot is going to happen. But for Abia and Enyimba, I give Enyimba the lead. They have the potential, they have the quality players, and they have their technical unit is fantastic. So I give it to Enyimba. Okay, that's the match I'm going to have my time to.
This is the match he's going to have his time to watch. And talking about Enyimba right now, let's talk about the grassroots. Because there is no progression, all right, when you come to sporting activities in Nigeria. And it's part of the reasons why a lot of Nigerians, thank God that FIFA is coming in now, they don't really give much attention to the Nigeria Professional Football League. Rather, they believe in the La Liga, they believe in the Italian Serie A, you know, they believe in other games, the Premier League from England. But now, let's talk about the grassroots. How is the grassroots sports development happening in Nigeria? Can you just do a holistic evaluation?
Okay. Actually, I'll give a very big thanks to the FIFA because for a couple of days now, a couple of months now, a lot has been happening regarding to that. It's not like before, because that's where our football started in the grassroots, the communities, the street. We have much talent. Some of our talent are being corrupt by the politicians, you know. So now FIFA has come in. FIFA has come in. We are trying to see by next year we'll establish more academies and make sure the Premier League side goes to pick direct from the academy where they will be nurtured. We get raw talent from the street, from local communities, and from tournaments. We organize tournaments, and previously we have some scouting programs too. Scouts have started coming to Nigeria, like in the space of November, from November to this December, just this short period, I can testify about more than 25 scouts have visited Nigeria.
25?
Yes. For a
just this
program.
year?
Yeah.
Well, that is encouraging for me.
So,
25.
Yes. So that's where the grassroots, we are lacking the projection. Who is coming to see? Who is coming to watch?
But then, it is not just all about coming. 25 came.
Yes.
Were they able to pick one or two of the boys?
Yes. I can say about mine, like the one we attended, about 7 players were spotted out. I have my boss that came in from Luton. He is a coach in Luton. Jeffet Chukwemeka Okire, he came with other scouts from Germany, from Austria, and the 7 players. We had a testimony of 7 players who are living in Nigeria. So a lot of development is happening right now in the grassroots, and I'm still encouraging for us to keep to that. Nigerian football is growing faster.
Nigerian football is growing fast, and this is exactly what I want to hear on a daily basis, because we have a lot of talent on the street that needs to be picked. Well, I think it's a good one having 25 scouts coming into the country to scout for players. This is a good development, and then if this continues, more so that FIFA is now interested in the footballing guys, the sports guys, especially when it has to do with football. A lot of talents are wasting on the street. If they can be picked up, that is a good one. Congratulations to the 7 boys that has been picked so far. These are the ones that we can attest to. These are the ones that we have the testimony handy. The testimony is handy. Just like he said, I think he was part of the process to an extent. That's why he could talk more about that right here today. It is still Sport Rush live on your radio here on Oweleketv. Then let's look at this now. We just talked about the grassroots sport. What do you think are the challenges? All right, what do you think are the challenges that people face? Because attention these days is gone to football, but football is not the only game. Is there any other game that you can encourage people at the grassroots, all right, to give attention to?
Yeah. Actually, we have the basketball. We also have the long tennis. We have very few Nigerians because they find it boring because of the encouragement. We have the swimming. Everybody goes to swimming pool to swim just for fun. But it's a competition. It's something that can change generations. It's a tournament that we have big tournament that has to do with swimming all over the world. So we have to look into these areas outside football. When we go outside football, I've visited a couple of communities and I see small kids. They can swim very well. But they're just doing it for fun because I grew up in the village. I have to know how to swim. But it's someone's profession. Yeah. So we have to look into the basketball as well. We have few persons. You know, we have this mentality of if you're not tall, you cannot play basketball.
But can short people play basketball?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. You know, even in football as well, we still have that same crisis in football.
This is an encouragement to a lot of people listening to this program right now.
Every club wants to sign the player that is tall. The player that is tall. When you're tall without the mentality, what do you have to offer? Sometimes it's the size. Sometimes it's not all about the size,
but the skill.
The skill. What you have to offer, the exposure. What you have to
you look at Messi, for instance.
Yes.
Messi is not very tall.
Yeah, you're going far to Messi. How about Aguero?
Look at Aguero.
Those are average people. They are short.
Then you also you also have to talk about Ronaldo too. Ronaldo has the height.
He has the height and he has it upstairs as well.
And he has it upstairs.
Yes. So sometimes we look at the area advantage, the height advantage, but we don't know the those ones that are short has a lot to offer.
Hmm.
Has a lot to offer. So that's why I know of a friend that told me that I'm short, I cannot play basketball, but I like basketball.
Hmm.
I have to tell him that, man, if it's what you know you can do very well, you go ahead. So we need to, in Nigeria, we need to look into the basketball, the swimming. We need to look into other areas, the long tennis. Not finding it boring. I thank God the youth and the parents we have these days in Nigeria. We are trying a lot. They are really trying a lot to see how we can move our children outside abroad to gain that exposure, because we lack the development here. If you're doing it, it's boring to you. But when you travel, it makes more sense, because they want to see what you can do over there. If you arrive somewhere like Germany, they will give you attention because they want to see you. This guy is from Nigeria, he's a basketballer. Wow, let me watch him. Let me see what he has to do. That's why you see our players travel and they make it and we start calling them back. It's because when they are here, they are not giving attention. So when they travel out and everybody, this is a Nigerian, we want to see, they can play, but we heard that they can play, but let me watch. At the process of let me watch, the player performs, and that's it. It goes from there. So it's attention.
Well, I think all we need is attention. Let's give attention to the players, especially the raw talents that are coming up. Let's give more attention to the raw talents. He says something very, very vital, and I love that. We wouldn't wait. We shouldn't wait. There is no need waiting until these guys are performing very well outside before we go call them back home. Let's make sure we encourage them back at home here, from the grassroots right to the NPFL, right to the Super Eagles, the national team, then going out. There should be a progression to this. So let's encourage them. Not just football, we have basketball, like he said. We also have lawn tennis, and we also have swimming. There are a lot of people in the villages that can swim very well. If you throw them inside water, they swim more than fishes. Some persons, weekends, they go to the swimming pool in hotels to swim, but then they don't know that they can make a living out of all these things that they do as fun. Well, this is where we'll be bringing Sport Rush to a close. Let's watch out for the actions that will go down over the weekend. Which of this game are you looking forward to? Coach said Liverpool, and of course, Eyimba. What about you? Let us just be very, very, very attentive to everything happening from the water sport. My name is MC Ramsey, and a very big thank you to our guests right here. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming, and we hope to have you more and more and more and more again. Have a beautiful day and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye for now.